good early Wednesday afternoon to you. Roger Hill of Weathering Heights Consulting, VELCO Weather Hazards Forecaster. On this Wednesday midday, we currently have potential for some severe weather. Best chances will be across parts of southern Vermont, and it looks into eastern Vermont just a little bit. Most of the heavy action is going to be to our south and east, and you can see this particular area being designated as what the Storm Prediction Center is calling for potential watch, about 60% chance for it. This weather video is driven by 802cars.com, representing 802 Toyota, Twin City Subaru, and 802 Honda. They're all located off of Exit 7 on Interstate 89. You're currently looking at dew point temperatures. This is the most significant feature we have in Canada right now. This is an upper level low or pretty strong sharp trough of lower pressure. It's going to swing in much drier dew point temperatures, and that's what we're looking at right now. But what it's done is it's scooped up some of that out of the Ohio Valley, the upper Midwest, the lower Great Lakes, and pushed it back into Vermont. And due to a lot of cloud cover, what we're seeing right now is it's kind of dampening out this line of showers and thunderstorms that has kind of moved on through, entering parts of southern Vermont earlier on this morning. That's moved into New Hampshire in the secondary line. I expect there to be some development back here where the sunshine is, and we got warming temperatures in that daylight taking place across central and western parts of New York State. A quick look at Tropical Storm CHANTAL. That's going to be taking a track and doing a loop-de-loop and really not bothering anyone except for the European, North American shipping lanes into the northeast U.S. It's about 12:05 making this video, and we already have some pretty impressive heat indices taking place, and the purple numbers here are close to 100, and the south Gulf coastal region into the good portion of the southern United States this is going to be kept at bay as much cooler air and drier air, notably, is going to be swinging in and suppressing any kind of shower and thunderstorm development. After we see the last frontal boundary, this here works on through, it looks like Thursday morning. We'll see a few isolated thunderstorm cells, but we'll still have to watch it and be under the gun here for parts of southern Vermont for isolated strong to locally severe thunderstorms as a possibility, not a certainty. We'll run the 6-hour incremental European model projections, and it shows precipitation. Also, we can see the thicknesses in the red lines here, and this depicts an area of lower pressure that's kind of driving all of the system. So running that, this is valid 2 o'clock in the afternoon with precipitation working on through the northeast. This would be valid by 8 p.m. on Wednesday evening, and then things dry out. We kind of split the difference as that area of low pressure at north in Quebec, located here, will swing in kind of a dry slot and push out the main batch of stronger showers and thunderstorms, which will be across parts of southern New England, and then these will be dying down through the night tonight. So carrying that a little bit further along here, you see a secondary round of showers and storms working in ahead of and along a cold front, and it kind of falls apart a little bit and dries out. And so what we're going to see is improving conditions as the northwesterly flow will start to pinwheel much drier dew points, lower dew points, but also lower the temperature as well. So carrying that further, this is valid 8 o'clock in the morning on Friday, which should be a good project weather day. In fact, even Thursday afternoon is looking pretty good across most of Vermont. This is valid into Friday night. This is Saturday. This would be 2 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. High pressure in control, 1028 hectopascals. And then on Sunday, we have a little upper level system. This is something that's kind of leftovers, and it could become just a little bit more convective, and we could pop a few sprinkles or light rain showers. Maybe the worst case scenario, moderate rain shower with a couple claps of thunder. That would be on Sunday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Then continuing this along, those kind of die out. High pressure builds back in for Monday, which looks like a good project weather day. And from here, we're very, very unsettled at this point in time. A lot of things could happen, but high pressure is forced back from the Canadian Maritimes and back in through northern New England and sort of into toward the Ohio River Valley. And that's going to set up another shot of dry weather that looks like it could last into Tuesday. I want to call your attention here. This looks like a tropical system that will have developed along the coast of Florida coming out of the Bahamas and spins up what will be a tropical storm or tropical cyclone. Too early to say a whole lot about this. This is going to be, of course, off the eastern seaboard and generally heading away not becoming a problem for New England, but something we'll have to watch later in the week. Of course, this is the European model projection, and we're all the way up through Friday night next week on the 30th of August. And you're looking at precipitable water, anything in orange there. In the white is neutral, anything in the orange is above normal. This is by standard deviation or sigma. Anything in the blue is below normal. And keeping eyes on this particular wave moving into Vermont this morning, we can see anywhere from 1 to almost 3 sigma back over here in some of these spots of some pretty good moisture pulled up out ahead of a cold front that's moved out of the Ohio River Valley. So that's valid at this morning. This is 15Z, 18Z, 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Wednesday. We're looking at 5 o'clock in the evening, and then this is 8 o'clock in the evening. A little bit of a break, we kind of dry out, and then here comes the cold front that we're talking about that's going to be moved through during the early morning hours tomorrow. Once that front moves on through, we're starting into the blue here, past neutral, and now we're seeing below normal few watts precipitable water amounts, and that metric is a very good one for fair weather and good project weather, and that's what we have going on here. This is valid going into Friday night. Then you can see that neutral, slightly more, on the 50-yard line, if you will, for moisture. This is associated with an old upper-level trough, and just kind of drops down, so much so that we'll probably see it more or less on Sunday, and it could produce a few sprinkles. Then drier weather works back in for Monday, and that'll last you probably on Tuesday. Also want to call your attention here, this is the next tropical system, or tropical cyclone, that kind of forms off the Bahamas, kind of hugs the coastline, and then goes out to sea. Keeping an eye on that, and so forth. No GFS ensemble. We have the depicted 7-day total QPF, which is close to what I'm seeing with the European model, with mainly the southern part of Vermont having the most precipitation. These blue lines are greater than 1 inch. The green lines here are about a ½ inch, but we're not looking at near the amount of projection of precipitation we saw earlier, which turned out to be a complete bust. In terms of maximum temperatures over the next 5 days, we're running about near normal, and then we're near normal again some 3 days later. And looking at the tropics, this is Tropical Storm CHANTAL. The official forecast from the National Hurricane Center goes from a tropical storm to a depression, kind of does a loop-de-loop, and then it heads out back toward Europe. Another look at several different models, some model guidance. And from the National Hurricane Center, the 5-day outlook. This is that system that will spin up, and then the projection is we're looking at about 20% chance of that. With the European model kind of depicting that in the last couple runs, I think there's a better than probably 40% chance that we'll probably see something form off the coast here, a tropical cyclone, and then take that track into the open Atlantic. That's it from here, Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights. Thanks for watching.